But first things first, well done to Ildefons Lima on 32 minutes, the first goal Andorra have ever scored away from home in the World Cup. And when that went in, we were really starting to worry. It's ended okay for the Republic of Ireland. They have the 3 points with a 3-1 win. They had 16 goal attempts on the target. Mark Kinsella collected a first-half booking, but he wasn't on a yellow card before this game and will be available for the ones that count at Lansdowne Road, starting with Portugal in the summer. John Aldridge bit his nails to the quick in the first half. Are you happy now?
Yes, obviously could be a lot happier, but I think if you looked on the clock after 30 minutes or so and 1-0 down, you just snapped your hand off a 3-1 victory, because we all know what it could lead to.
One thing we promise we will never do here is play the good old days game, but there was a lack of passion compared to previous eras in the way this Irish team started this game, wasn't it, John?
It's difficult, as we've said before, when you're playing your so-called bigger sides like Portugal and Holland, you see a different team. You see the passion from the crowd as well, because it gives you a lift to play in such a big game.
But what I'm asking you, and you know what I'm asking you,
yeah.
They expected to win this game.
Yeah.
And that's a dangerous trap, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. I think tonight you look at the statistics there, and 23 shots at goal, 16 on target, no real conviction, except for the 3 goals, which was well took. There was no real conviction.
For a moment, did you think, actually, we're not going to win this game when we went behind?
No, I was very, very convinced that we were going to win. Even at 1-0 down, that's the best thing that happened.
Special goal, wasn't it?
It lad done well. It was a fine ball in and a fine header. And again, this was all work. Great ball down by Doherty. Great run. You know, well done. Good goal. And that was an important time straight after. It really was.
Were you pleased at least with the way the Irish then didn't step back off the gas, but kept going forward?
They showed the belief in that spell, what's got us at the top of the table, you know, and that's a great cross from Mark. You know, unlucky again, but that's conviction. That's finishing the conviction way, and that's what we never really done. That's what I'm trying to say tonight. Great finish.
Overall, were the crosses good enough?
You could say no, not really. Spasmodic, percentage-wise, not enough quality went in the box. We put quality in for the last 15 minutes of the first half. Other than that, it was a little bit erratic at times. You've got to give the Andorrans credit, because I thought that they defended the crosses, the centre-halves, very well indeed.
People will see the result, and the question may be asked, how good are Andorra? What would your answer to that be?
Yeah, I'd say a conference side, with 1 or 2 decent players, technically decent players. But no, give the defence and give them credit tonight. They've stuck at it doggedly, and they've defended well, you know, and dealt with most of the crosses that we did put in with quality. Goalie rode his luck a few times. He's one of the smallest goalkeepers I've seen for some time.
John, were you looking for more craft to break them down?
Perhaps at times, but when you get so many bodies behind the ball in such a short space of the field, it's difficult. It's difficult to break them down. There was always a matter of time before we did. That's goalkeeping at its worst, to be honest. But he's kept his cool, kept his composure, and put it away quite nicely.
And we needed that, didn't we?
Yeah, just to settle out in the house. I couldn't see them scoring, to be quite honest, but it's always nice to have that little bit of a bridge, just in case.
Did you hope to see the Irish pressing on for more goals in the last?
I was hoping so. Ian's unlucky. That's typical of him, you know. 30-yard free kick, great effort. A little bit more luck. Hopefully the luck will come against Portugal the second, and he'll put one in for us.
There were questions whether the Andorrans would be, with no disrespect to them, fit enough to last the 90 minutes. The way the Irish played the game against them, did that help them to get the distance?
Perhaps so, but give them credit. They stuck at the task. Even at 2-1 and 3-1, they never went out to score goals. They just wanted to go away with a little bit of pride, and I think they got that tonight.
So 3 for the Irish. One big result elsewhere, and Holland are back in the hunt tonight. They've beaten Cyprus by 4-0. Kluivert, Overmars, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and Ruud van Nistelrooy coming on as a substitute to score there. and the Dutch go into second place in the group behind the Republic of Ireland. But the Irish have 14 points, and still nobody has a better goal difference at this point. But the thoughts of Mick McCarthy will be very interesting on this, and here he is now.
Mick, you wouldn't want to play against them every week, would you?
No, I wouldn't. No, I hate those games. I was never going to win any friends. The players weren't going to win any friends. We're not going to get any plaudits for winning. We're not going to get any plaudits for the way we played. Weren't great, but you know, I'm not going to get any coaching badges for trying to break that team down. But we won 3 points, and I'm afraid that is a very boring professional outlook and a mantra that I'll be chanting from now on. And if we keep picking up 3 points, irrespective of how we play, you know, we'll be fine. But they made it very, very hard for us.
Did you get a bit of a fright when they went one ahead?
I didn't enjoy it, but I'd stressed to the players before, and the last thing I said to Gary Breen as they were having the team photograph, I said, have you seen the size of them? Well, if they get a corner or a free kick, make sure that we get hold of them, make sure we defend it. And we didn't, you know, and I pointed out at half-time that a corner kick like that cost us a place in the European Championships last year, and I don't want it to cost us a place in the World Cup. You know, it hasn't, and we've won.
Having gone one behind, it wasn't a bad reaction your lads gave you, though, was it?
Well, that's the nice side of it, isn't it? You know, if you're looking for silver linings on any cloud, it's the fact we've got 3 points, the fact that we scored 3 goals, and the fact that having gone one down, we actually responded exceptionally well. And I'm pleased we did, because if it had gone longer and longer, it would have been very difficult for us.
What did you learn from that, Mick? What can you take from that game now?
I learned it's very hard to play against 11 men when you're sitting back and defending like that. You know, there's 1 or 2 of them that can actually play and keep the ball. They have a keep ball session in their half, and I mean, they're very hard. They lay down, they fall over, they waste time. I mean, I don't know how much time was wasted, but just learned that you've got to get 3 points. I knew that beforehand, and you've just got to break them down. You've got to be patient. It's not easy. I'm jumping up and down on the bench, the crowd are jumping up and down. We're all doing it. We all get frustrated. I've just said the quote before half-time was, aren't they a horrible, frustrating bunch? And one of the lads said, yeah, but what about Andorra?
In some respects, do you think it might be easier to play against Portugal? They'll certainly come here and play an open game, won't they?
Well, I know what you mean. It's not easier because of the opposition, the standard of the opposition, but it's easier to pass the ball about and to move and perhaps to create chances. It'll be a lot harder game, and we'll be under the cosh far more than we were in that game. It'll be far more entertaining than trying to play against Portugal and Andorra every month.
Holland won 4-0 tonight, Mick. Was that as much as you expected?
No surprises. I think Holland are getting better. I took the games against Holland and Portugal early, and I thought it was proved. I thought it was right to do, and it's proved it was. I think they'll get better. I think Holland are a better side than when we played against them. When they get Stam back, I know Davids is having his problems. They get Overmars back. They're actually a better side than we met. 2 great games coming up against Portugal and Holland. Looking forward to them.
OK, Mick, well done tonight. Thanks.
Thanks, David. Cheers. Yeah.
As that manager speak for, I am not happy with what I've had from my team.
Yeah, I think you can look at Mick's face. I think he's had a little bit of a go, constructively, you know, because the lads can play a lot better, and it's just nice to tell them before the next game. So when they come into the camp next time, they know they've got to raise the game a lot better.
John, the point he makes is that it's one of those you want to get out of the way, but this, with respect, is Andorra. It's not a difficult second-ranking European side. Those are the ones you think, let's get through it and go on.
But we had 23 attempts at goal, and that the difference was the conviction. If we'd have finished a lot better and clinically, that could have been 6 or 7, because we did put good crosses in, we did have chances, but we never took them.
More from John when we come back. Frank Stapleton will also join us once more as we look ahead to the games that will decide it all. The Irish have got through this one at Lansdowne Road, but could it, should it, have been more?
Mark, would it be fair to say that's one you're just glad to get behind you?
Yeah, of course, it's coming to the end of the campaign now, and it's points that matter. And we knew they'd come in and make it frustrate us, and they did that. And when they went 1-0 up, I suppose every heart was in every mouth, and we battled on. We got 2 goals fairly quickly straight after, which put us back on top again. And after that, it was just a matter of getting the third, really.
How tough was it? There's so many men behind the ball at all times. Yeah,
and every time we touched them, they fell and needed treatment, and it just kept the game seemed to be stop-starting, and we never got into a rhythm. But the object was getting the 3 points and going 3 points clear in the table, because the next game against Portugal is massive for us here at Lansdowne, and we've done the job that we set out to do.
You're just out the dressing room. What's the manager saying about it?
No, he just went in. I mean, there's not a lot. We know ourselves it wasn't up to the standard that we have been playing at home, but at the end of the day, you know, it's 3 points, and it keeps ourselves above the other two.
Another goal for you as well. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, it took 18 games to get one, and now I'm starting to knock him in. But I'm getting forward, like I said, when we got a big lad up there. He done very well, filled in for Quinner, and it just run off him. And you know, that's mainly how I get my goals at the moment.
Are you glad now you can focus completely now on June the 2nd and what's bound to be a huge game against Portugal?
Yeah, of course. We knew we needed to get this game out of the way. Anything other than 3 points would have been very disappointing for us. And now we just focus on the big game now on the 2nd of June.
Mark, well done. Thank you.
Thanks very much.